Good morning. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And here's Laura.
Good morning. Today is Friday, November 10th, and it's a white day. This Monday will mark 1 year since we lost Sean D. Painter, a beloved member of the Academy community. On Monday, we will honor her legacy of kindness, positivity, and the search for one's happy place by serving her favorite meals, having a table set up in front of Sheepcoat where people can write notes, memories, and Sean D's stories. We will focus on carrying on her legacy of kindness and positivity. Please wear purple as part of your dress code attire, as that was one of Sean D's signature colors. Purple ribbons will also be handed out in chapel on Monday morning. Help us celebrate the life of someone who left such a lasting legacy at the Academy, and be sure to spread kindness to everyone on Monday. Scholars Bowl competes today at Spalding High School. School athletes should be dismissed from Block E at 2:20 to get to the bus on Brantview Drive. Capstone Day is right around the corner and will be a full-day event this fall. Presentations will be spread across 3 sessions, 2 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. Juniors and seniors, please check your STJ Labs email for a survey from the Capstone Department asking where you would like to be assigned on Capstone Day. We know many of you are excited to attend particular sessions to help support your classmates, so you can indicate your top 3 venue choices for each session. We will do our best to accommodate your requests, but please keep in mind that there are space limitations for some of the venues. The survey must be completed by 3 p.m. on Monday, November 13th. The Student Athletic Advisory Council will meet today after school in Fuller Basement. All athletes planning on playing a sport this winter are especially encouraged to attend. This afternoon's dodgeball tournament has been canceled. Stay tuned for more information on a different tournament next week. Happy birthday today to Maxine Sutton, Jaden Miller, and Evan Summers. Happy birthday tomorrow to Huckle Perkins and Grant Tucker. And on Sunday to Violet Murray and Bryn Waring. Happy birthday. Happy Friday and have a great weekend.
Thank you, Laura. I have some late announcements. Thank you to all the participants in the Graham S. Newell Declamation Contest. We heard amazing poetry recitations last night from about 20 students. Congratulations to the 4 finalists who will declaim in chapel next month and in January. Please stand when I call your name. The 4 finalists are Marcus Burns, Donley Johnson, Greer Kennedy, and Chris Rosales. Congratulations. All boys varsity cross-country runners need to meet Mr. Legge on the front steps of Fuller after chapel for a photo. This morning, members of our, well, this doesn't make much sense. Yeah, I guess they're still here. The boys varsity cross-country team will be heading to Belfast, Maine after Mr. Legge takes their picture for New England Cross-Country Championship. Best of luck to Carson Eames, Emmett Johnson, Ari Levin, Isaac Lenzini, Moses Andrews, Nathaniel Bernier, Brendan O'Farrell, and Evan Windrow. We hope you hear our cheers all the way from Vermont today. We know you'll, or tomorrow, we know you'll make us proud to be a Hilltopper. I hope they know when they're going, because I'm not sure. So good morning. I want to recognize that tomorrow, November 11th, we celebrate the American holiday called Veterans Day, a chance for us to express our gratitude to those who have served in the armed forces and who have been part of protecting our country and are not at all guaranteed American democracy. Veterans Day was first celebrated on the anniversary of the end of the First World War, November 11th, 1919. It was a little over 100 years ago. We're used to the concept of World War these days, but at that time the conflict was called the Great War, and sometimes the war to end all wars, because it happened on a scale and intensity that seemed to people at the time to be apocalyptic. Getting through the Great War felt decisive, as if we could cease warring for all time, once and for all. In fact, they orchestrated the Great War's ending A few months after it actually officially ended with the Treaty of Versailles, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, to symbolize that we were saving our civilization just in time at the last possible hour. That, of course, did not happen, and most these days would say that it's actually intrinsic to our humanity to fight each other, and I don't know that I agree. We're reminded every day that war has not gone away, but we're reminded just as often that if we choose to remark on it, people are also wired to love and give and find peace. I like to think that one of the things we do here at the Academy is to assert that culture matters and can determine how we treat each other, that we can, in fact, see and celebrate and be grateful for each other's humanity and differences, that where you're born does not decide your allegiance or values. Instead, you decide those based on what you find worthy and good. Our most famous alumnus, Calvin Coolidge, called Vermont this brave little state because people here are willing to stand up for what they believe is right. They're willing to stand together for the good of all. That may be why Vermont, it turns out, has many veterans compared even to other more populous states. And it's home to many people who chose and still choose to serve their country in the armed forces. Many Academy alumni and a good number of current faculty and staff are veterans or active service people. And they'll tell you that it is a powerful thing to serve. There's a reason our fellow citizens serve in this way and in so many others, because it matters that we're able to live together and stand together and be free together. That isn't something that comes easily or naturally, but it must be learned and then cultivated and cherished and protected. It's something we want you to learn here. We'll fight for what we believe in and our common good. But we know that we're most powerful when we stand together and agree not to fight, but to cooperate and work in concert. That's the gift our veterans give us, and I thank and salute them today and ask you all to join me in that salute. So it's already been mentioned that about a year ago, a beloved member of the SJA community, Shondell Painter, passed away. Shondi touched countless lives during her time here. One of the lives she touched was Jamie Ryan's. Mr. Ryan started his career here only a couple of years before Shondi did, and knew and loved and admired her for a very long time. I'd like to invite Mr. Ryan to share a message with you in honor of Shondi.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Shondell Painter arrived here in the fall of 1992, and quickly she found ways to spread her kindness. She quickly found the cold weather not to her liking. She quickly found ways to share a positive, infectious positivity. She also found many rules just kind of got in the way and were really hard to follow. But she found friends, and as time came on, moved on, she actually became a snowmobiler. She began to take advantage of all that the Northeast Kingdom offered. And she found a happy place in St. Johnsbury Academy. Additionally, she found RESB-ECT, respect, because in an Olympic contest, she dressed as Aretha Franklin and performed respect. So when it was time to graduate and decide where she would go in life, she couldn't leave this place. She just went up the road to what at that time was called Linden State College. And at that time, I was a proctor in Waterman dorm. And as a college student, Shondi came back to visit her friends in Waterman, Crampton, and Sheepcoat. And my bosses at the time said, you know, can you have a conversation with her? Not a good look to have a college student hanging out these dorms. And I said, yes, I will. And then I didn't do it. So a couple weeks later, same conversation comes up. We noticed that she's still around. Is she? Yeah, you were talking to her. Oh, huh. Could you have this conversation with her? And one thing I want you to take away from today is that avoidance is never the answer in solving a problem. However, it worked quite well for me for about 2.5 years because I never had that conversation. But then one day, you really, seriously need to have this conversation. She's almost graduating from college, and she's still there. And I'm like, okay, I got it. Coming back from dinner, I see her right in front of Waterman. I said, I got to talk to you. And she said, oh, I got to talk to you first. Listen, John just let me know that football practice is going to be running a little late. Can you get him a sports meal? You got to talk to Rob downstairs. Rob's having some issues with his girlfriend. You're the one who can talk to him. Also, if the pizza man comes, LeVar is still trying to get money because he can't find his wallet to pay for the pizza. So I didn't have the conversation. So the next day I went into the office and they said, did you have the conversation? I said, well, I kind of see it this way. Sometimes you got to think outside of the box. And Mr. Jack Cummings said, like we should hire her to be a dorm proctor or something? Yeah, hey, let's do it, okay? And that began a almost 25-year career as a dorm proctor. And I would never say that the rest was history. What I would say is that was the start of a legacy. And this was a legacy that impacted not just the girls in the dorms that she worked in, Crampton and Sheepcoat, but to everybody in the community. Everybody in the community had the benefit of receiving the kindness and positivity that Shandi brought. And helping through some of the most difficult situations in life, so many high schoolers found their happy place as a result of Shandi's efforts. Monday is the 1-year mark of when Shandi tragically passed away. And I can't begin to tell you of the pain that was felt on this campus. No more so than for those girls living in Sheepcoat, especially her cousin Justice, and for the many faculty and staff that had worked with Shandi for so many years. The pain was very real. But this community did what St. Johnsbury Academy always does. We lifted each other up, because that's how we do things. And it helped us move forward as we experienced that pain. But the thing about grief is, when you feel pain, the pain never goes away. But what does happen is you develop the ability to move forward. You develop the ability to look back not on the tragedy of the loss, but look back on all the impacts and the positive memories and the smiles that that person gave you. And I know that I speak for thousands of people that can certainly look back, think for a moment, and recognize the impact of her positivity on their lives. So as you heard in the Daily Bulletin, we're doing some things on Monday, not only to recognize this community who provided such a lift, but honor the legacy of Shondell Painter. And so you, like me, may not have any purple dress code clothes, but we will have ribbons that you can all wear in her honor. We will have menus geared towards her favorite foods. We will have a table in front of the garden on the front of Sheepcoat. This garden was a memorial garden. It was put together last spring by Miss Deedham, Mr. Jones, and many others in her memory. There'll be a table there with a basket and some purple stationery for you to write any memories that you have, stories, and certainly, if you didn't know her, simply write a pledge. I pledge to be kind to others. I pledge to be positive. You can go over there and leave those in the basket all day on Monday. And there's one other thing that you can put. Shandiisms. Because to know Shandi, you knew that some of what came out of her mouth was stuff that could put a smile on you right away. So please allow me to, coming in hot. Everything is cool, calm, and copacetic. We are Timo Supremo here at St. Johnsbury Academy. Cool beaners. Oh, I got this one. I got this one, because Ace is on the case. And perhaps the greatest of all Shandyisms is either shut the front door or holy bejesus, Batman. But you know, no matter how you stack it, there's so much good that she brought. And please, express that goodness. Take the time to do that on Monday. And I want to mention something right now to many of you who didn't know Shandy, or that sometimes when you're in chapel and you're hearing about the success or the excellence of somebody else, as much as you want to celebrate that, it might be a reminder to you that you feel far from successful and you feel far from excellence. And sometimes you just worry, can I even be average? Or can I be slightly better than mediocre? And I say that those feelings are something that are normal. And those are things that if you feel that way, then not only can you relate to Shandy, but you know Shandy. Because part of that feeling, what you know, was what she knew. She even said that exact thing in chapel when someone was being recognized. She mentioned, "Whoa, I can't relate to that." And the question you might have for me is, how do I know she said that? Well, the reason why I know that is I sat 15 rows behind her in chapel. And when she spoke in her hush whisper, you could hear it 15 rows away. Heck, you could hear it in the balcony. The woman was many things, but not a whisperer. And perhaps that is all for our benefit. So I say to you that if you've ever wondered about, do you have the capacity to be successful? What I'd say to you is what you need is direction and confidence. And I don't think there's a better example of a direction to follow than the example that Shandy set with her direction, a direction of kindness and positivity. Because when she took that direction, she proved something to be true. And that is, when you find your happy place in life, you can stop searching for success, because success will indeed find you. And so, if this is something that still is a struggle for you, I can tell you that Miss Gary, Mrs. Weichel, Mrs. LaCroix, Ms. Cote, Mr. Ralia, they're all available in Tinker for your support. But I ask this on Monday and beyond. Let's remember that kindness and positivity is a fast route to success. And the task that we have as a community to lift each other up now and forever at St. Johnsbury Academy is to continue her legacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Have a good day, everyone, and a good weekend. Faculty.